How to build a B2B lead machine with LinkedIn ads. My name is Ryder Meehan. Been a digital marketer since the dawn of time in 2006. Had digital marketing roles at Razorfish, Microsoft, Fossil, Samsung, Tatcha. Done everything from PPC, SEO, analytics, and growth. And currently, I'm a co-founder here at Upgrow. We've had a lot of success. Been on the Inc. 5000 list twice. And I am responsible for our agency's sales and marketing. So I have a unique view of LinkedIn ads from both the lead generation side as well as the sales side and working those leads. So why LinkedIn ads? A couple of reasons. It's uniquely ideal for B2B lead generation. It's going to be your most targeted way to reach professional profiles where you have company data and all the demographic and professional and work history data on your prospects. It's a lead and conversion focused ad format. So I'm going to show you the ways that you can use LinkedIn to specifically target lead and conversions. You have a business-minded audience. You're not trying to distract them from non-work engagement and activities. They're on LinkedIn to think about work-related things. And then LinkedIn has 900 million global users with 200 million in the US. And 70% of those US users are on the platform daily. So you have a lot of opportunities to reach them. 89% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn for lead generation and 62% say it produces leads for them. Facts are 77% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn. 75% of B2B marketers using LinkedIn ads say it's their best performing social platform. 40% say it's their best lead generation channel. And 28% lower qualified cost per lead than Google Ads. So when are you going to use LinkedIn ads? You need to be having a high ticket sales. If you're selling a low cost product, you're going to have a hard time making LinkedIn ads works because the cost per clicks are quite high. I suggest at least a $10,000 product to make LinkedIn ads make sense. B2B solutions with niche, well-defined buyers. Differentiated solution. It's hard to sell a commodity. You really need to have something different. It's going to stand out, really position it in a way that's unique. And then meeting conversion systems are in place. You're going to be paying a lot for each lead, so you want to make sure as many leads turn to meetings as possible. And I'll give you some tips later in the presentation on how you can do that. And LinkedIn ads is ideal for push marketing. So pull marketing, pull marketing and push marketing. Push marketing is when you're kind of putting the offer in front of the right audience. Pull marketing is more when the audience is coming into you. So LinkedIn ads obviously more push. Keys to more and better leads with LinkedIn ads. This is our agenda. We'll predefine performance targets. Figure out what are our goals with this LinkedIn ads program. Target customer personas. How do we determine and how do we define who we want to reach with LinkedIn ads? Figure out our offers, Tofu, Mofu, and Bofu. Create ads that speak to the personas. Building funnel landing pages. Lead conversion setup, so how we can turn content download leads into meetings. And then we'll go through a couple case studies. So let's start with predefining your performance targets. You want to start with calculating your break-even or acceptable cost per lead. You can do this by figuring out your deal margin and multiplying that by the lead to meeting conversion rate and multiplying that by the close rate. So you can figure out what is your maximum cost per lead. When you know how much each lead is probably going to generate you, then you can figure out how much it makes sense to pay for each lead. Set a deal or lead volume goal to define your budget. Your lead goal is going to equal your win rate divided by your lead conversion rate divided by your close rate. Max cost per lead times the win rate equals your media budget. So you can use these formulas to figure out how much should you pay for each lead and how much should your media budget be. Expect it may take 1 to 2 months to optimize to your target, so if if you have, say, $200 cost per lead or $20 cost per lead, depending on what you're selling and some other factors, you may not be able to get down to that right away. It may take a month or two to get there. The more quickly you're optimizing and testing and trying different things, the more quickly we'll get there, but it won't happen overnight necessarily. So you want to target your ideal customer persona. It starts with researching and planning your best buyer. You may have an ABM list already. You may already kind of know who you want to get in front of. You want to plan out the industries, specific companies that you want to reach. You can do all this with LinkedIn ads. The audience skills, demographics, and job titles, so you can target them correctly. And then your targeting options. You can use targeted audiences. You can segment them. So a targeted audience with segmentation would be like, hey, I want to reach CTOs, but then you organize them by like, hey, I want to reach CTOs that work in finance, or I want to reach CTOs that work in tech. These other, sort of like separate them by industry. You can also segment them by decision maker level. So you may say, hey, I really want to reach the tech industry of companies with at least 100 employees, but I know that a CTO is going to be interested in different features of my solution than a marketing manager, for example, or a developer. So we may have different ad funnels, and that would be the reason to segment them. You have pre-built audiences to LinkedIn offers, so they have pre-built like sales roles, C-suite, pre-built audience, things like that you can choose from. Then you've got your pixel-based audiences. These are going to be like your lookalike, your retargeting. And then you also want to use exclusions. Just basic exclusions are going to be, employees at your own company, or your current clients, or your competitors. You want to make sure you exclude those to not pay for that traffic. Next, you want to target your ideal customer personas. These are some pro tips. So, 50,000 audience size. You need a good size audience for LinkedIn ads to be effective. If it's too small, you're going to have not much traffic, and you're going to pay an insane amount for each click. If it's too large, you won't be reaching a well-defined enough audience. I do kind of feel like the audience size might need to kind of go up as AI and algorithms improve. So just keep that in mind. But 50,000 is a good size for today. Group similar audiences to align with the ad message and offer. So you want to make sure your ad really matches well to your audience as well as your offer. So you can organize by industry, job function, seniority, and funnel stage. And then it's usually better to go to the top. So it's better to serve ads to the C-suite, the founder, the director, than the marketing manager. And it's certainly better than like a specialist or an intern who won't have as much decision-making input or be as problematic. You do definitely want to use exclusions, as I mentioned earlier. Your employees, people in sales roles. This makes up a lot of audience traffic. So unless you're selling to salespeople, you want to include them, competitors and customers. Alright, so create irresistible offers for tofu, mofu, and bofu. If you're not familiar with those terms, it's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of the funnel. So you want to start by compiling all the available resources you have for marketing and sales. Look at all of your PDFs, your webinars, your free trials, your meetings. Kind of just get them all on a whiteboard or a spreadsheet somewhere. You can kind of say, okay, this is what I have to offer. Where does each of these make sense to serve the different audiences and at different points in their journey? Research additional resources. So you may not already have a good resource for everyone that you want to serve to. You can look at competitors' LinkedIn ads, look at their ads, brainstorm new offers if you need to create something brand new. And then you want to align the offers with the different audiences and funnel them. Alright, so create irresistible offers for these different groups. You want to have common assets by funnel stage. So at the top of the funnel, and generally speaking, audience. Middle of funnel should be about 50% of your audience. Bottom of funnel, 10% of your budget. So at top of funnel, it's going to be more educational assets like industry reports, educational webinars, thought leadership guides. And the common thread for you should be identifying and solving one problem that your audience has. So figure out like what is their biggest pain point and how can we offer them something that will get them a step closer to resolving that pain point that will build trust with them, and then it will make them want to resolve other pain points that they have, and you'll do that with your paid solution. In the middle of funnel, you've got case studies, product information, downloads, and webinars. At this point, they have some connection to you. They've maybe already downloaded, they've already been to the website, and they're just trying to figure out like who are they going to use to solve the problem. So you can give them more trust in you, show them that you've done this before with case studies, or educate them further, give them more confidence in your solution with downloads and webinars. And then at the bottom of the funnel, they can book a trial or book a meeting, strategy session, consultation, assessment. Some pro tips for top of funnel: consider native ads for less known brands. Native ad is an ad that looks like normal content that you see in your LinkedIn. So it doesn't stand out as an ad. It looks more like an organic post. And I'll give you some examples of that later. And then I also really like lead bundles. So putting multiple assets in one package so that the prospect feels like they're getting a lot of value. So not just one ebook, but maybe like a few ebooks or a tool or a couple of tools or a whole kit that they can get. You create ads that speak to the persona, be as specific as possible, the audience group, the funnel stage, the pain point. Try to make the ad really connect. Use native ads for lesser known brands I mentioned. I kind of described that earlier, but this will really help to avoid the ad blindness. When people see something that looks like an ad, they can kind of not even look at it, they just kind of skip right past it. That's where native ads helps you get more clicks and visibility on your ad. The ad is you really have to remember this, the ad is to sell the click, not the solution. Use some intrigue and attention. You don't need to sell the product, you just need to get them intrigued enough to click on the ad and then let the landing page take them to the next step. Longer copy is usually better, right? So the prospect has control whether they want to keep reading or if they've already seen enough to click on the ad. So the more information you can put, the better. Use a personal and casual tone. Keep it simple. Make it something that people want to read. It's not too much jargon. Image tests have more impact than ad copy. We always test 5, 6, 7, 8 images because it will have a big impact. Include tolerance where images for mobile. You got to remember probably more than half of your traffic is going to be on mobile. And so the desktop image, like the one you see here, it's more wide, but a square or tall image is going to take more real estate on mobile screen. Identify problem cells. Identifying the problem cells. So you can see in this example, 61% of B2B marketers lose money with Google Ads. That would be a real pain point for somebody that's seen this ad. And here's some examples of ads that speak to personas. On the far left, you see we have a downloadable ebook, something that people want to try to solve this problem of how they convert web leads into book meetings. Second one from the left is 61% of B2B marketers lose money with Google Ads, also a pain point. I see meme ads performing really well, so people kind of connect with the image. They might think it's kind of funny and engage further with it that way. And then some other examples here where it connects really closely to the particular audience. You can see here the one for critical insight. 5 cybersecurity threats that healthcare can't ignore. So this one would serve particularly to a healthcare audience. And then you've got one here for a financial services company where it's targeted to women. And so you can just got a lot of examples where the ad is focused on pain points, focused on serving to an audience that is going to be very relevant to them. And then you see we use like bold, bright colors. Here, funnel landing page. There's 2 use cases for this page. One is the lead form confirmation link. So with the LinkedIn ad lead form, they sign up directly on LinkedIn. But then, as you can see in the screenshot, they have the option to just go ahead and click download right after they've already signed up. So you want to make the use of that and have the option to go straight to the page after. Now you can also, for your bottom of funnel ads, as opposed to using the lead form, you want to have them just click directly off site where you can give them a lot more information. Pro tips, dedicated landing page with limited navigation options. They call this a presenter page where there's no navigation. They won't go into other pages on your site. Everything is a self-contained one-page experience. You have multiple variations and or dynamic content. This is where you can really personalize the landing page. We like to use Unbounce that has some dynamic content features. Use trust logos, so you can see on ours we have the Inc. 5000 and Google Partner Badge, as well as some client logos, clear contrasting color call to action that offers a benefit. So book your free 30-minute session now, or get a free demo, and then test a long and a short version of the landing page. See which works better. Content download meetings, people that sign up for webinars or ebooks, how do you get them to meetings at the highest rate possible? Because that is obviously the end game. Upsell the meeting on the thank you page. This is just a no-brainer. So when they get to the thank you page, it says, hey, thanks for signing up for this ebook. Instead of just having that be a dead end, offer them, hey, you've downloaded this ebook. It's on its way to your inbox now. Go ahead and schedule a meeting with us where we can help you even more. Integrate and automate, so connect LinkedIn with your CRM. So as soon as someone fills out that form, they're going to go into your CRM. The sales team is alerted that you have a lead. Automated SMS messages can go out. Automated emails can go out. So you want to have that connection set up. You also want to have a Slack notification if that's something your sales team's using, so they can see the new leads come in, and then use a tool like Tripify for LinkedIn connections and engagement. So if somebody downloads the ebook, you can send them a one-to-one LinkedIn message. You can connect with them automatically on LinkedIn. And then I think a 5-email onboarding sequence is a good way to welcome and indoctrinate new subscribers. All right. We also have an ebook, How to Convert Web Leads into Meetings. If you want to go even further on that topic, you can scan the QR code here or get on our website, upgrowth.io/resources. A case study we have that applies a lot of these same strategies. This is a regional firm targeting high net worth clients with $500K plus to invest. They're a financial advisor. They had used LinkedIn for awareness and traffic, but had never gotten a lead in over a year. They had been running it. They were really just getting a lot of impressions, some clicks, but hadn't been able to convert any leads. The issues that we found when we audited their account is the retargeting pool was too small to serve or utilize the allocated budget. They had all the budget for retargeting, but it really wasn't serving very effectively because they didn't have that much site traffic. Location targeting was set to all of the U.S. Something that we changed was really because they have such a specific buyer, very high net worth clients, and they had a pretty small ad budget. We regionally restricted the ad to certain Previous leads were being targeted with the same assets again and again. They didn't have a lot of variety in their ads. They automated bidding was yielding the high CPCs and lacked much data for the automation to be effective. They had a women's investor campaign that was targeting all genders, and then ad copy, creative, and offers were generic and evergreen. Changes we made were retargeting to this 10% and prospecting to 90% to get them a lot more eyeballs and feed their top of the funnel to build out their retargeting pool. Location targeting set to only high-income zip codes, so like Greenwich, Connecticut, your Manhattan, your LA, your Marin County, San Francisco. We excluded lead form completers from prospecting. Changed automated bidding to manual CPC until data had accrued. That was key. Some platforms like Google Ads is much better with their automated bidding, like out of the gates. LinkedIn Ads is not quite there, so we find it much better to start with manual CPC on that platform as of right now. Change the women's investor campaigns to only women, and then ad copy, creative, and offers were customized to the audience to highlight current market volatility. This is the current pain point that people are having in 2023. The markets were going down. They had concerns about that. So that's something that we spoke to and gave them confidence that we could solve that for them with the ads. The result, after 2 weeks of managing the campaign, leads were up 233%, the cost per lead was down 48%, and the form fill rate improved by 76% with these changes. To give you another example, this is Upro's own marketing. Our agency was seeking more top-of-funnel specialized industry leads in finance and tech. We had prohibitively high stack cost per clicks and a lean limited demand generation resources had held us back before. We didn't have a robust sales team. We don't have hundreds of assets that we've created. We're a pretty small organization, so we needed to be lean and scrappy. The approach was targeting founders, C-suite, and VP at right-sized companies in these niches. So we didn't want super small companies that we couldn't help. We knew we couldn't really work with enterprise, like 5,000 plus employee companies. So we had a specific company size. Utilize native ads that yield a much lower CPC and a higher click-through rate, and then automate follow-up with HubSpot and Zapier because we didn't have the sales team to manually send every message. Alright, so after 12 weeks of running our campaign and applying all the practices I shared earlier, we got 252 leads, we got a $26 cost per lead, which I think in this industry is quite outstanding. We had 24 opportunities and 4 wins from this initiative. Our cost per win was $1,638 and a ROAS of $22. So for every dollar in ad spend we put into this program, we get $22 in revenue, which we're quite pleased with. So we hope you got a lot of value from this. We hope you're able to apply all of the same practices into your own program. If you want even more, if you want a consultation, if you want us to apply everything that we know and we've learned about LinkedIn ads, landing pages, as well as Google Ads and SEO, we'd be glad to talk to you more. Scan the QR code or come over